listening to LOA Recon with the Good Vibe Coach Jeanette Ma, where we dissect the ins and outs and the art and science of conscious creation, all intended to amp up your manifesting game. Let's have some fun together. All right, I am a little bit nervous that if I keep starting every episode with, someone wrote me recently, that people will stop writing me. But someone did write me recently. Please keep writing me. All right, so someone wrote recently with a question about, so it was how to use law of attraction to get fit. And he said, obviously, I'm putting in my time at the gym and I'm eating the things that, I'm doing all that. But how do I use law of attraction to lose the weight and get more fit, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And he was very clear that he was willing, not just willing, but he knew that obviously he had to take the action. He knew that obviously nothing is going to change if he isn't getting his time in at the gym. I got a big sigh for that because there are a lot of people who believe that, a lot of well-trained, well-studied, conscious creators who wouldn't even question that statement. I'm going to question that statement. I'm not just going to question it. I'm going to disagree with it without attitude. I'm going to disagree with it without attitude. Even muggles know this. Okay. You know what I'm talking about? You don't because you can't read my mind. I'm going to tell you. I'm laughing again. I was just going to say there have been studies. Okay, I'm just going to have to publish that blog post once and for all so you know what I'm talking about when I laugh every time I say there have been studies. I think it's ridiculous to say there have been studies as proof of what you're about to say because anyone can prove anything true. It's our attention to something that makes it come about. So whatever we choose to study, we're going to prove. And having said that, there have been studies. I crack myself up. There have been studies that, remember these studies? They're the coolest things ever. Remember the sham knee surgery? They have the group of people who, I think it's all men. They need a knee operation. Got bad knee pain, something gone wrong. They got to go have the surgery. They have them in two different groups. One of them gets the surgery. One of them does not get the surgery. And they basically recover the same. How do you like that? A sham surgery. Talk about needing action in order to heal. Oh, I'm going to tone it down. I'm sorry for all the attitude. Oh boy, I got some attitude around this. I do have, this is one of my hot buttons when people say, yeah, but you can't just sit on your couch. You know how many stories I have? I'm shouting again. How many stories I have from clients, my own self. I sat on my couch and it happened. Oh, I'm going to ask my audio editor to turn the volume down on this. I'm really sorry. All right. So the action and all the studies, all the studies, the ones of, most people have heard of these. That's why I say even muggles know this. The studies of, remember the guys who they're practicing exercising. They've done it so many different ways. Sometimes they're practicing playing the piano. Sometimes they're practicing lifting weights and their bodies physically change. Remember the guys who they visualize lifting weights just in one arm and that arm builds muscle and the other one doesn't. Don't tell me action is required. Don't tell me action is required. What's required is the vibration. And if the vibration inspires you to some action, then yes, that action is required if it's inspired. But even then, you know what? There's a bazillion different ways. Bazillion, I don't even believe is an exaggeration. How do you like that? I actually heard it. I read an Abraham quote that said there were 20 to 30 different rendezvous points, 20 to 30 different ways in every day that you could meet up with your dream come true. So maybe bazillion is an exaggeration, but what I'm saying is, if it's not this way through this action, it'll be a different way. And what allows that to happen, whatever it is that we want, it's knowing the vibration of it. That's where we want to focus. So to say action is required, if it feels good, if it makes you believe, and for a lot of people, they cannot expect change, especially when it comes to a physical body. Oh, I was thinking of the other guy. Remember the doctor who had a cancer patient who had a bad cancer. There was going to be no way to fix this, but he told the guy that there was this new experimental, and there really was a new experimental drug, but there's no way his patient was going to get in on that. But he told him about, and he gave him this, it was saline. He gave him the treatment, and the guy went into remission. But it was fabulous and amazing. I don't know how long it was for, several months. And then the guy read about the trials of the experimental drug that he had supposedly gotten that he didn't really get. And they found out that the drug didn't work. And then his cancer came right back. This is the power of the mind. Even muggles know this. So, conscious creators, if anyone should know that this is all happening, this is all an inside game, that's where we want to focus our efforts, on lining up with what we want, on knowing how, whatever it is that we desire, know how that feels. Practice having it. That's where our best investment is made. And yes, what I was starting to say is that a lot of people have a problem expecting to get what they want without taking the action they think is required. Sometimes it's just easier, just take the action then, if that makes it easier for you to believe. But don't think that that action was required. Maybe it was required for you in order to expect something good. I don't really mean to be having this attitude for the person who wrote me this email. I really like hearing from y'all, and I like it when you inspire me to share some thoughts. So please do keep writing. But don't think for a single second that law of attraction is just icing on the cake. I wish it was cake. You know what? People who think that action is required are a lot of times taking action that is the opposite of cake for them. It's struggle and it's effort and it's misery. Oh, you all are going to jobs that you hate thinking that's what's required in order to get money, y'all. I know that's an exaggeration. Plenty of you have already figured it out otherwise. Okay, I'm just a little fired up. I'm going to tone my own self down here, and I'm going to say that let's remember where our true power lies. It's in what we're vibrating. And if doing something helps you nail the vibration of what you want, then more power to you, but it isn't required. Thanks for listening, everyone. I promise to be nicer to the next person who emails. Is that a promise I can keep? I think it is. All right. Love you. Bye, everyone.